The sun hung low over the jagged, rocky cliffs of Gadara. As the small boat scraped against the shore, Jesus stepped out. The only sound was the rhythmic crunch of his sandals. He looked toward the horizon, where the silence felt heavy. This was a place of shadows and forgotten souls. Before he could take even a dozen paces, the stillness was shattered. The atmosphere shifted instantly, charged with terrifying energy. Something ancient and restless was waiting for him here. Two men, their bodies scarred, lunged from the darkness. They were a horrific sight. Stripped of dignity, a legion of spirits spoke through their trembling lips. "What have we to do with you, Son of God? Have you come to torment us before the time?" The air grew cold as the spiritual weight intensified. These men were mere vessels for 1,000 nightmares. They collapsed at the feet of the Master. Jesus stood motionless, his gaze steady and unafraid. Across the nearby hillside, a massive herd of pigs rooted in the dirt. The demons, sensing their impending expulsion, pointed toward the swine. "If you cast us out, send us into that herd." Jesus raised a single hand, his voice calm. "Go." In an instant, the men fell silent. The dark presence surged out of them like a black tide. The pigs began to squeal in absolute terror. Without warning, the entire herd turned as one. They thundered down the steep slope, kicking up dust. They plunged headlong over the precipice into the sea. The water swallowed them in a chaotic, foaming swirl. The herdsmen turned and fled in terror. By sunset, the entire town had descended upon the shore. They saw a sight more shocking than the loss of livestock. The two men were sitting calmly, clothed, and in their right minds. The madness had vanished. Yet, the townspeople did not celebrate this miracle. A cold fear gripped their hearts. They looked at the empty hillside where their wealth had grazed. To them, the cost of the miracle was too high. They saw not a savior, but a threat to their stability. The crowd gathered around Jesus, their faces set. They gestured toward the road and demanded, "Leave this place." They chose the comfort of possessions over the Son of God. Jesus looked at them with a profound sadness. He turned his gaze toward the men he had just restored. He simply turned, walked back to his boat. The people stood on the beach, watching the vessel disappear. They had witnessed the raw power of God. Yet they preferred their pigs to the truth, protecting their wealth while losing their souls.